company called Squid, amongst those who know him, for all things renewable. And Andrew's going to talk to us today about financial shifts, really about how you position yourself to take advantage of the shifts that are coming or that are here. Maximise this once-in-a-lifetime period in history with new opportunities by using new wealth strategies is Andrew's speciality, and he's going to apply some principles and share them with us today to how we attain true financial freedom. Andrew's been involved with cryptocurrency for the past 5 years. He's a very motivated educator in this space. He's helped many people understand the industry better, position themselves and take advantage of the financial shift, and understand the risks of purchasing, storing and selling cryptocurrency. So fantastic, I'm really looking forward to hearing this. Now,
just to talk a bit about what's happening with in my world, and my world really does evolve extraordinarily fast. I'm going to talk about financial shifts today, but more importantly, next year there's going to be a war. No guns and bombs, so it'll be a financial war. Now, who in the last 12 months has changed their bank account? Hands up. Change banks. The last 12 months. You've got 2 people out of what, 30 people? 3. Last 3 years, who's changed their bank in the last 3 years? 5 years? Who pretty much has had the same bank account most of their life? It's one thing we don't change, our banking. And we sort of stick with the same bank, whether you like them or not. Doesn't matter what happens in the newspaper about the Australian banking system, what they've done, we stick with them. Unless we get really peeved or we get a home loan and we change because we've got a home loan. It's really mostly why people change banks. So what's happening now in the reality of cryptocurrency is we are moving into a digital transfer of wealth. We're using digital means to transfer money around the world. Now, cryptocurrency is by far the most commercially economical way of transferring wealth around the world. Who knows how hard it is to send money internationally? Yep. And how expensive it is to send it locally. It costs you a minimum of 2% roughly to send money locally. There was a transaction the other day of $600 million that cost $1 to send on a Saturday morning. Right, there was one just the other day, 88,000 Bitcoin worth over $1 billion. Right, $1 billion was sent at the click of a mouse, and it cost $4. That is why crypto is going to be the new way of you storing and sending money. Now, you're all in business. I'm not going to talk about what I've just talked about then. You're in business to make money, aren't you? Right? The only way you make money is by someone sending you money. Right? How do they normally send you money now? Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, or direct debit? Pretty much, it covers everything in Australia.
Western Union.
The Western Union overseas too. So that's how we make money, and because of COVID, we all can have international clients now. Because people are normally using the internet for their education and their connection with people everywhere. I know I've got many more connections now because of COVID than I would have ever have got before. So COVID, in some respects, has been a really good favour for a lot of people, especially you guys who are pretty proactive in business. And of course, it's going to affect some people negatively if they don't pivot and using technology to get more customers. So what if I was to tell you that you will be using cryptocurrency in the next 12 months, whether you know it or not? And that's the key. You won't even know you're using it. Visa, MasterCard, PayPal's a big one. WePay, Alipay, UnionPay. God, the list is huge. It's about 12 payment providers globally that are all moving to have cryptocurrency as their back end, allowing you to pay for things using cryptocurrency. So you'll just tap your card like we did when we walked in here, tap your card, and you'll be using cryptocurrency, but you've got to have cryptocurrency in that payment platform. And you can buy it from Visa, from MasterCard, from PayPal. And they'll store it for you and allow you to use that just like you use cash now. Now, I don't know if they're going to pass on the transaction discounts that they get because of it. They probably won't. But you'll be able to use their system, their cryptocurrency, to pay for goods and services. For the last 5 years, I've been talking about helping people understand cryptocurrency. So the value of cryptocurrency has gone up dramatically in the last 5 years. So had I bought more Bitcoin back in 2015, at $270, I can now use it at $19,300. The same coin has gone up that much in value. I'm not saying that's going to keep on doing that. I don't predict the future, because I would have said 5 years ago Bitcoin was never going to get to $1,000, but here we are at 19, and the industry's evolved a lot. So the war we're having next year won't be one that you see. The war next year will be between banks and payment providers. That's where the war's going to happen, because like you've already shown me already, you don't change your payment where you store your wealth very easily, unless you get a home loan and you sort of flick it over like that way there. So in Australia, most of us use Visa and MasterCard, right? Because cryptocurrency is decentralized, they don't need to use a banking service, because I'm going to accept a cryptocurrency and I'm going to send it to you as a cryptocurrency. So you won't need the bank to liquidate it anymore, because I can pay for my goods and services with cryptocurrency. So I don't need the bank. I need the bank to get into it, right, to buy it off someone else. But once it's in the system, and that system is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, it means we have less reliance on the banking system to provide us that intermediary where the charges are really put in. So PayPal, 300 million people have PayPal accounts. Facebook has 1.3 billion clients around the world. Whether you like them or not, they have got a payment providing platform happening next year. The Singapore government has now hooked up with PayPal. That's how big that consortium is, and there's thousands of companies have hooked into that PayPal payment method. WhatsApp, WeChat, Telegram, all the messenger ideas that we use now to connect up with the world will have a cryptocurrency service attached to them. So basically we can send money through Messenger, WeChat, Telegram. That's how we'll be sending money between each other. So if you're in business, you need to understand the repercussions of accepting an asset. Because cryptocurrencies are not currencies. They're not treated like money by tax. They're treated like an asset. And all assets have capital gains tax on them. Depending on how you structure yourself, you can take advantage of the capital gains discount that applies for owning an asset more than 12 months. So that really has a big effect on your bottom line and your tax as well. So there's so many advantages to learning about cryptocurrency now, it's ridiculous. Now, why I like to talk to accountants is because accountants have a really big problem. There's a report put out by one of the bigger exchanges earlier this year that 16% of Australians have cryptocurrency. And when you start talking to people, that's about right. I don't know how they got their numbers, but I talked to a few people, and they bought some coins at some time and probably lost access to them now because they don't know what they're doing, but they've bought cryptocurrency. But you talk to accountants, and most accountants will probably agree with me, less than 1% of their customers tell them they've got crypto. So where's the other 15%? They either don't understand it, don't tell them, or it's so confusing they don't want to bring it up with their accountant, or they've made so much money they think they don't have to pay tax on it because it's crypto. All those things are a big problem in our industry. Right? It's really going to be messy when PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, Alipay, WePay, UnionPay, all these big payment providers allow us to buy crypto and use crypto. Because every time you do that, it's like a cash transaction. And a lot of people don't understand that it's not like a cash transaction, it's actually an asset transfer. So you need to change the way you think about accepting payments globally. And the big thing that Dee alluded to is CBDCs. Unless you're into crypto, you don't know what that is, but central bank digital currencies. The traditional monetary system now is in ruins. We all know it, we're feeling it, we can't do much about it except move into a different currency. Central banks are actually issuing their own digital currencies now. They're creating a blockchain currency and they're issuing it to payment providers. So China's got 7 provinces, one including Hong Kong, who are now using a digital currency issued by a central bank. Those central bank coins are 100% controlled and tracked and traced for every single transaction by the government. So it removes all the need for accounting because the government knows exactly what's happening in your bank account. And that's why the decentralized coins out there are really important. And the front page of the Hong Kong newspaper had buy Bitcoin because they still want their freedom, but that freedom's been taken off them with these central bank digital currencies. American banking system has now got approvals for a central bank coin and digital currencies. Next year, they're going to be issuing a central bank coin for their welfare system. And as you know, welfare is going on the rise globally. So there's a big problem that you have to foresee that you are going to be accepting a cryptocurrency. You need to understand how to accept it safely, how to store it safely, and how to use it. So there's many platforms out there, but ultimately the biggest problem we have is the accounting aspect of it. The ATO have got longer memories than elephants. They can look back into 2012 and see that you bought some crypto and sold it in 2014 and you made a $100,000 profit, hopefully. That profit doesn't go away for the ATO. And they will tap people on the shoulder, that 15% that aren't telling their accountant, that 15% of people are going to be tapped on the shoulder because all transactions on the blockchain are totally transparent. So I encourage you to learn about cryptocurrency. Go out of your way learning now, because when the payment providers flick over next year, that is when the war is going to start. It's all about owning the account. And it's called a wallet in cryptocurrency. So whoever owns the most wallets wins the war. And a lot of smaller coins that we have in the marketplace now, they are going to suffer because the big boys are moving into payment processing. And when they move in, they'll just flood it with cheaper options to actually do their transactions. So I hope you learned something today. I hope you take some action on what I've talked about today. That's really important to take action. Thank you very much, and I look forward to doing another one another time. Thank you.